Gossips, trending, viral content, celebrity lifestyle. Welcome to.
Finally, popular blogger Kutu Jules explains what happened between Davido and Abu. Abu, who happens to be Davido's friend and also a business associate, called Davido out. And people were like, Davido, what's that? What the FK? Why on earth could he be owing this guy, despite his status, despite being a celebrity and his fame and money? Now, guys, you have to watch to the end of this video because at the end of this video, you got to know who actually is to be blamed here. That being said, let me officially welcome you guys back again to my YouTube channel. In case you're watching for the first time, this is Loudly Gist Lover YouTube. Thank you for tuning in and watching. And to my returning subscribers, you guys are the real MVPs. Thank you so much for your massive support and always watching. So, according to Kutu Juice, she said, so Abo started the show around 2017 slash 2018 with Egalo as the face of the show. The show slash company belongs to Abu Salami. That time, the show was called the Dream Football Show. So during the time with Egalo, investors were not showing too much interest. So fast forward, someone mentioned Davido to Abu, and this was according to Abu. Now, Abu's side, he said he got in touch with Special, who promised to take him to David and arranged a meeting etc at a fee. Later, when Special saw the money on board, he changed his fee to 5% of the company's share, or he would take Abu to David. Abu said he backed out, tried to get to David through several people until he met a guy called Larry Gaga, who finally took him to David. At this point, we became curious because if one can get to David, at least there are other celebrities. It mustn't be David by hook or by crook. So why all this stress of people giving Abu tough conditions before they will take Abu to David and even convince David to do it by all means? Later we found out from the main investors that Abu's business proposal to seek investors came with content that David was already on board. Remember, at this point, David and Abu have not had any discussion. They've not even met. So when all these people that Abu contacted them to take him to David found out about this, they all realized Abu definitely needs David on the show. So some took advantage of that and increased their price. According to Abu, Larry Gaga made arrangements and he, Abu, finally met with David. He said when they met, David even mentioned that he's heard months ago from different people that Abu was looking for him. Abu said he paid David 100 million on that same day. We asked why. He said because the investors were already on his neck, so needed to do what he had to do so David commits. We asked why he didn't make David sign any contract before making any payments, and also why didn't they just even discuss terms and conditions at least. He said David had mentioned he was busy and rushed to come see him quickly because of Larry Gaga, so they will have a proper meeting later. Fast forward, Abu said he sent David 15 million here, 20 million also to David. Before they could begin anything major, David's son unfortunately passed. May his soul, may his sweet soul continue resting with the Lord. So at this point, it was communicated to Abu that David was bereaved, so it has become necessary that he takes some times off work. Abu had still not given David any contract at this point. We asked why, and he said it was a business both him and David will benefit majorly if it goes well, so he thought David will fulfill all terms regardless. We told him it was wrong for him to be so sure and assume. Well, fast forward, David completed his bereavement break and resumed work. Remember, he resumed with his timeless album. The investors were also on Abu's neck. Period to David resuming calls to them, the whole thing was taking too much long. Abu was said to have been in contact with both David and the investors so he can give clear times as to when David will be available to resume work fully. Fast forward, when David resumed work, Abu approached David that they should kickstart. David advised that Abu should allow me time to launch his comeback album, finish promotion so he will be fully available for Abu's project only. Abu said he told David that they have to join both because of time frame due to David taking time off for bereavement. They both agreed. Abu said at this point told David what he wants. David's part also said what David can do and cannot do was communicated to Abu at this point. The major was touring every state in Nigeria, which according to David's side, they said that won't be possible because 1. When David travels for work, he carries all major crew members with him as everyone has a role to play and he has to pay them. This will be expensive and there is not enough budget for it as per the money involved in the contract. Number 2, David was booked to tour his album worldwide, and chances of coinciding dates will also be a problem. Abu fixed days to shoot episodes, which was communicated to David. A date was fixed by Abu for shoots, and this was communicated to David. Day of the shoot was due. David and his team on almost reaching there, Abu said David called him and asked him what a group of a particular members were doing there. Abu said he told David those guys were doing their own thing and it has nothing to do with the shoot. David got upset with Abu on the phone and said David, doesn't feel safe, so he's going back. We asked Abu at this point if he is a member of that particular cult group. Abu said no. So we contacted some people who are close to Abu to investigate this particular cult issue. We gathered that Abu is not a registered member of that group, but he has some associates among the leading members because of his job as a photographer, as in he is the photographer of some of the main figures in that group. Fast forward, Abu contacted Larry Gaga, Bobo, Davis' business lawyer, as contacted and all parties concluded David will be available for the shoot next day and Abu should make sure the venue will be such that David will feel safe. Also, they will have limited time because David is due to travel that same day, which they had made Abu aware, hence reasons why they agreed on the first date, which the shoot couldn't unfortunately hold because of the presence of those members at the venue at the same time. Abu agreed and also insisted that those guys' presence on that day had nothing to do with his job with David. Fast forward, Abu said he booked a date and venue for press conference and communicated it to David. David's side said as they have communicated earlier on, David is touring his album also, so all dates must be agreed before any books are made. Also, as per their initial discussions, David had fulfilled all his parts. Well, according to Abu, David contacted him a day to the press conference that he can't make it to the date as he has family stuff with his wife, so Abu should amend the time or date if possible. Abu said he went ahead with the press conference fourth slide and David did not attend. David's side said what was agreed was program launch, which David fulfilled. So the issue of press conference was raised later by Abu, but it was not an obligation for David, just as like how David was not obligated to introduce Abu to his uncle and some rich and influential contacts of David. At this point, we asked Abu if there was anything written anywhere so that it could be sent to David's side as a reminder of what was agreed, even if it's a text message. Abu said no. So we asked Abu what was the way forward. Abu said he will need a press conference with David in presence. Also, if David could shoot some episodes for him for season 3 because season 2 wasn't enough. So we asked how, what was the agreement? Abu said they didn't finish shooting all episodes of season 2 when David left for his travel. David's part said David completed his part and Abu went ahead to do the season 2 using all the materials. We communicated back to Abu. Abu then said, okay, there was a 4.5 million he gave David, which was not part of the contract, and David hasn't given it to him back. So we told him to calm down and we will communicate that to David's side. David's side said Abu had falsely accused David of owing him 218 million and called him a T and Eve. So Abu needs to explain how David was owing him 218 million when David had done the job, even giving some extra materials. Pardon the fact that Abu used his name to win investors when Abu had not even met or discussed with David, but still went online to call David a T and Eve. Later, Abu came back and said he no longer wants David on his press conference and that all he wants is for David to pay him back half of the 218 million he paid him because has made him lose a 500 million investor he was supposed to invest in the season 3 of the show. David's side too said David's service was employed by Abu for season 2 and the job is completed. And for Abu to go online calling David a T and Eve despite him completing his job, David is no more interested. We advised Abu to calm down and reach out to David or Bobo himself again as the online dragging was not really helping matters. Abu said he was sorry. Abu said he will not reach out to Bobo because when he initially reached out to Bobo to help him get David on board, Bobo had requested he wanted to own shares in the show and this must be signed before he will take Bobo to David. Hmm. He said he didn't also want to go through David's sister to help talk to David, as when he initially contacted her to help him get David on board, Sharon requested to be paid 35 million naira when she realized the money involved. Ha! At this point, things were getting messier because we didn't know who was lying and who was telling the truth. So luckily, we were able to find out who the main investors are. So we made contacts to investigate to find out what was really happening. It was then discovered that the investors had sued Abu recently because they found out David is not part of the owners of the show. David was not on board during the time Abu's proposal to them. Abu did not fulfill all what was unstated in the terms under which the investments were made, etc. We reached Abu's side about the suing and we confirmed yes indeed Abu has been sued by the main investor. Abu then said he was sued because David didn't do all what he was supposed to do. David's side also said he did all that he was supposed to do as agreed with Abu. We also found out that this problem came as a result of Abu not having any discussions or meetings with David prior to and when he went to meet the investors with David's brand and name. So whatever he wrote there was based on what he assumed David would agree to due to the money involved. Next one here, Kutuju called out Linda EKG, a popular Instagram blogger. In fact, a popular blogger in Nigeria generally. And Kutuju said, "Whoa, Sister Linda, please, did you collect media investment from Abu Salami initially? Linda's name kept popping up during our investigations. Well, if you noticed, Linda's blog has only been posting David and Dami Crane's beef, but not Abu's own. Omo, gist deo. Sister Linda, please, between you and Abu, who run whose streets? Anyway, stay glued. We are doing more investigations on Linda and Abu's ish on this same football project. We will bring you details as soon as. But so far, we know Linda was on board as major investors where Abu was supposed to pay Linda some money and then Linda will give the show some promos on her blog. Then Abu in return will give Linda some percentage of the company. But something happened along the lines. Stay tuned. This matter long go. So guys, it is what it is. And that's been said, that brings me to the end of this video. Like I said before, going through all this, reading along or listening to me reading out all this that happened between Abu and Davido, who do you think is at fault? Davido or Abu? Share your thoughts, pour all your emotions in the comment section. Please and please do give this video a massive, massive, massive thumbs up because that helps me a lot, helps this video a lot to get to other people to watch and join our community. And remember, guys, share, like, comment, and subscribe. Smash your red subscribe button to subscribe to my YouTube channel. On this channel, we react, analyze, we give trending gist, celebrity news, true crime, and true crime stories. And to my Tony subscribers, of course, you guys are the real MVPs. I love you guys so so much. Thank you for your massive support, always watching. Bye bye for now as I'm signing out for my next one. Peace out. I love you all. KMS and bye.
I like to be educated, but I'm so frustrated.